Hello there, it's Tuesday. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you watch this. Good night. No, that's that's an ending thing. So, yeah. I have no new raid finder today, so I'm just pretty much running the same old. Like, I've only run one of them once, so it's not same old at this point, but I'm just being weird. So, did a little bit of research. Had our local weatherman actually get back to me on Twitter. It was kind of shocking. It was Friday was Grapple. I'll put a link down in the description because, well, I'm still like confused about annotations. So, burrito. So yeah, I have pretty much nothing planned today. We're having a little dip in temperature, but this weekend will be really, really up there in temperature. In case any of you were wondering, my birthday is coming up. And the way I think of time, my birthday is coming up. It's a Minute Mart, and I'll leave that there for a little bit, in case people want to guess. Minute Mart, Quickie Mart, whatever you really want to call it. But that's what it is. So I'm stalking a rare right now on the Isle of Thunder. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't anywhere near the spawn. There's that bird. Man, that's big. Oh. Flew over the apartment. Bird flew over the apartment. New play. Anyways, so, I don't know. Had a really good comment this morning. I saw in one of my previous videos that, you know, it's true. The people I try to talk to on YouTube, especially the ones that are like higher up than me, you know, may not actually have the time. You know, and the same thing works on Twitter. It's like I keep sending out responses or backs or whatever, and I never get any responses. And I'm like, am I doing it wrong? Am I, you know, I don't necessarily know. I don't know how to social network. It sounds like a really weird idea. How to social network? Well, I don't know. I don't know what the etiquette is. But the guy had the suggestion that it's just basically, they'll get back to you when they get back to you, if they feel like getting back to you. Pretty much anybody that messes me, I get back to them, because it's like, yay! Someone! Anything! And I look a little desperate. I'm not necessarily sure if, say, I had 2,000 subscribers, and like, I had 100 messages a day, if I could get back to all of them. That's just that. So, anyways, anything new on Twitter? No. Oh, the marriage equality thing's going out. When did that happen? That's going out today? For Prop 8? Well, that's nice, San Francisco. You can... Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't live in California. I live in a state that wanted to... Like, Oregon probably would, you know, Oregon wouldn't have been, because it was Massachusetts that legalized it. And it was sort of this weird underground legalization. And so, and I say underground because the general country didn't know that it was happening. It was just in 2003, 2004, the election cycle. I think it was 2003 or something. Massachusetts, tell me about, man, it's already so back so far, and it was on the other side of the country. I didn't know. Maybe someone can describe what it actually was. I could probably do my research. Anyways, but it was like there was nothing in their laws that said it was illegal. So they started doing it. So, and then that caused the entire country to like have an ever-loving Again? Anyways, and that caused like the wave across the country. Now we're almost 10 years later. Let you know, that's 10 years have gone by. And they're starting to freak out over Prop 8 and whatnot. But back in 2004, I was living in Troutdale, which is it's the northeast part of the county Portland's in. It's like the gateway to the gorge on the Columbia Gorge on the Oregon side. Tiny little town. Biggest thing about it is 2 truck stops. And an airport that sometimes the presidential candidates and whatnot land in because it's not Portland Airport. Anyways, so I was living out there with my ex at the time, and I was, registered to vote in Oregon, had my license, thought everything was going to go for a long time. But anyways, so the Oregon Measure 36 came around, and it was to legalize or to ban gay marriage. That's what it was. It was to ban gay marriage, not legalize it. It was a weird thing. And this was back in 2004 when people were still like having an ever-living freak out over it. Like the shock hadn't even... Measure 36. That's 39, TJ. Come on. Get your head in the game. Shift O-R. There we are. Oregon ballot measure 36 in 2004 was the initiative of the U.S. state of Oregon to amend the Oregon Constitution to define marriage as a union between one man and one woman. The initiative passed with 1 million votes in favor and 787,000 against, 57 to 43%, in the November 2nd, 2004 general election. It is one of a number of U.S. constitutional amendments banning same-sex unions. And since it was written into the Constitution, we haven't been able to do it since. Because you can't amend the Constitution every so often. You can only do it every so often, and that's kind of even what about the United States Constitution. So yeah, I'm not sure when it actually says, because I know that it's like you can't like make something happen to the Constitution, amend the Constitution basically, and then have it come back out like 2 years later. You have to like wait the entire time. There's like a period, and I'm not sure what that is, at least for Oregon's. The structure, I don't know. I just know that it can't be done every so often, but we're coming up towards it again. Where is it? I live in this state and I don't even know. But yeah, I'll probably Google that question. Anyways, so it can only be amended every so often. I think it's like 10 or 12 years or something like that. And we're coming up close to that on right now. So there's probably going to be a ballot measure here soon to repeal it. Because, well, a decade's gone by. Come on. We've got states that are like way over on the right side that are doing it. We've got Republicans that are coming out, like staunch, in-your-face Republicans that are all coming out with the thing that, oh, well, my kid's gay, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, come on, Oregon, get with the times. California banned it, and you were like, what the WTF sort of thing. And it's like, okay, what do you do? WTF. Okay. California, which has like San Francisco and all that stuff. And part of the thing, it's like, Oregon, what's wrong? Portland should have passed that. Portland did. The rest of Oregon didn't. Sorry, Portland, Salem, Beaverton, Hillsborough, Gresham, the metro area probably passed it. The Valley probably passed it. But we have Pendleton and Eugene, Klamath Falls and Medford and Astoria. And a bunch of people back then were like, I have no idea what's going on because they were still getting over the shock of everything. So they just sort of like snap past it, but it was an amendment to the Constitution, not a proposition or a this or that. You know, it wasn't like... So we basically etched it in stone, and we have to wait a certain amount of time before we can erase it. Before we can, I don't know, break the stone or whatever you want to refer to it as. But people are changing their photos all... I am not completely against this, but sometimes I'm just a little bit too much. A little bit too much about the equality thing. It's like, yeah, I get it. Try for it. But, come on. Here. Have a burrito. You know? Maybe it's the fact that I understand the long-term benefits. Or I understand that that society works in long-term. And I don't live in California. Oh, well, you should support California because if California does it, Washington already did it. And I lived there for 20 years. Ish. You know? I spent more time living in Washington than I did in Oregon. You know? Washington legalized it. There's so many states that have legalized it or somewhat half legalized it. It's just that Oregon snapped. You know, it was hey, well, we're progressive. You know, and Oregon like tried to pass it, but it was just I don't know what Washington was doing when it started happening, but it didn't pass even in Washington. But theirs was only like a law or something. So, yeah, they didn't have to amend the Constitution. And we did it, and Oregon did it with a no-no, and so we're kind of stuck with it etched in stone. And I'm repeating myself. So I'm going to end this here because apparently I got on a soapbox. And I don't like getting on soapboxes too terribly much. But this is something that necessarily needs to be talked about. I guess. I will chit-chat with y'all later, and hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. It's a shopping day, so I gotta remember, Alyssa, it's a shopping day. Bye! Before I head off, this is another shirt. It's long sleeve, kind of fits. It's a little short on me, but, you know, I'm not sure how to pull a shirt down, because it's got like the right length and it fits right and gives me a nice little figure. It's not too baggy like yesterday's shirt was, but this thing's like a little short, so maybe I just need to like lose some chest or something.